motion, which is the House believes there is no place for corporate social responsibility in a profitable Irish business. So I'll now introduce you to my team. First up is Tim. He's going to talk about how the recession is going to play a big part in CSR activities in Irish business today. Secondly, Jane will be discussing how companies can be profitable without being active in CSR activities. Thirdly is Anne-Marie. She's going to talk about the questionable motives of CSR. And then finally, Katie's going to sum each of our points and bring us around to bring the house around to believing that there is no place for CSR in Irish business. So first of all, I'm going to talk about how Irish culture will influence how CSR activities come to play in a business. Our belief is that the culture and psyche of a country will determine how effective CSR activities will be. So, for example, in Irish culture, Irish people are generally begrudgers and they're cynical about everything. So we believe that kind of CSR activities are they won't have much of an impact on the Irish person. So they believe they're kind of airy-fairy kind of actions that a company takes to look good in front for the public face of the company. So take for example, you've got Paddy Murphy. He lives down in Kerry, 65 years of age. He has his pint of Guinness. He doesn't give a damn about what Diageo do for their corporate social activities. All he wants is his pint at the end of the day, sit there and relax and kind of just enjoy what the pint is. He doesn't know that Diageo are pumping money into supporting kids' charities and Guatemala or whatever, you know. All he cares about is getting his pint and enjoying it. A second example of how corporate social responsibility is done in Irish business would be Murphy's Ice Cream. These are a company that are based in Kerry, and their main corporate social responsibility goal is to look after the Kerry cow. So the Kerry cow is an endangered species in Ireland, and basically they use the Kerry cow's milk to produce ice cream in Ireland. However, we believe that, actually it's fact, that if they used a normal cow and normal milk, they could be more profitable, as the milk that they buy from normal cows costs a lot less. So that just shows how kind of Murphy's Ice Cream incorporates CSR into their general activities, but they could be profitable in other ways. Finally, just a fact here for you. A study recently in 2003 by Margolis and Walsh showed that there's definitely no link between CSR and financial gain. They studied a number of companies and noted how socially responsible they were, and then they looked at kind of their profits at the end of each trading year and found that there was absolutely no link between the CSR activities that they undertook and also the financial gain they realised at the end of the year.
I'll get him high, show him what I got.
Right, just to go straight to your points, Rob. With regards to being no place in a profitable business, the first point I'm going to pick you up on is Murphy's Ice Cream. You just mentioned that if they use different cows, that the cost of production would be less, but this doesn't translate into sales. So I mean, it might be less costly to produce it, but it doesn't mean more people will buy the ice cream if it's produced. You also suggest that Irish people are cynical and are begrudgers. I completely disagree with this. Lysander in his article in 2007 on about corporate philanthropy and the top of the pyramid, he organises the different stages of corporate responsibility into 3 dimensions, and if you're a must-have, you're ought to have, and you can have. I suggest that competing with integrity is to a large extent synonymous with business success. And with regards to Irish people being cynical, we actually have an example, say, of an Irish entrepreneur. He's the co-founder of Current Software, and what they do is they install welfare systems into different departments around the globe. And on 9/11, he was actually flying over to New York. Unfortunately, he didn't actually get caught up in any of them, but he had to come to an emergency landing. Was caught in Nova Scotia. When he heard about everything that had happened, he knew that New York weren't on the disaster recovery line, and so this Department of Welfare that he'd gone through in a contract with was actually not going to be covered, and they're in big trouble. So pretty much he got on to them and he said, right, I've seen what's happened, I'm going to send my team over there, don't worry about the cost involved, we'll do it for free. As a result of this, word got out, it was first across New York. They gave them a big contract, but also went across the state. Going back to the clip that I actually mentioned myself last week on YouTube, and they're all a business in tomorrow's society. They talk about how companies can take the world's biggest problems and turn them into business opportunities. So it's good for not only the business but also for society. And examples of this are firms that have found profitable opportunities, say providing water and energy in third world countries, or providing vaccinations in third world countries. Not only is society benefiting, but it's also a profitable business opportunity. Also, with the population set to increase to 9 billion by 2050, And most of this being in third world countries, there's a huge responsibility on business to like provide for both society, but at the same time they can also open up new markets and identify new profitable opportunities. Thank you.
Well, you made some fair enough points there, but talking about Bob Geldof in America isn't really relevant to Ireland, is it? I mean, I can't really see how that applies to Irish businesses. I know he's Irish, but he's doing this in America. It's not really the same. And you're talking about how, you're saying that it doesn't result in higher sales, putting CSR, but it does result in a lower cost base. So I just, I can see why you're making these examples, but I just can't see there being a direct link between CSR and increased profitability. It's just, there's no fixed evidence there. It's just, Bob Geldof in America. What's that about? And as for my point, we've had negative gross domestic product growth for 2 quarters in a row now, and Ireland is officially in recession. That means less disposable income, people have been laid off left, right, centre. I mean, Dell's just cut a load of jobs, moved to Poland.
1 million.
Thank you. So there's less jobs, there's less disposable income, and I think that Irish citizens are a lot less likely to care about organic food, fair trade food. It's a luxury that basically you can't really afford anymore. It's just, it's not so important to an Irish person now. I mean, an example of this is all people that are driving to the north to go to the shops. I mean, this is petrol pollution. They don't care about the environment. They're not caring about going to the local Supermax or whatever, or a local Irish source goods or whatever. They don't care about the CSR. They care about the cheaper costs. And also people going to Lidl and Aldi, again, it's cheaper costs people are searching for. They're not looking for CSR in this current environment. So basically, to conclude my part, I just don't think CSR is justified. In the current market conditions, it's just not justifiable. It's just not right for CSR.